Most players think that the Italian game is slow and boring. But what if I tell you black can get checkmated in under 10 moves? Today we are going to learn the Greco Attack, and that is one of the oldest yet deadliest attacking setups in chess. I'll show you the exact move order, the main attacking patterns, and one of the common mistakes that black made, which leads to instant disaster.
Alright, so let us begin with the first move e4. e5, knight f3, followed by knight c6, bishop c4, and that comes the most popular move, bishop c5. Now this is the Greco piano game where you just strike the center with c3. How is that helpful in striking the center? Well, so you can play d4 and just attack this pawn. This is one of the main plans of this. Your opponent simply develop his knight and try attacking your pawn. Well, you just have to ignore this. Okay, ignore it. Your pawn is already protected. Just trust me. What you have to do is strike the center. If your opponent captures the pawn, he would lose his bishop. So obviously there is no chance that your opponent will capture this. Instead, opponent to capture this pawn, because that's the best move. If he is not playing this, then you can understand that you are winning the game. Well, so let's consider your opponent is capturing it. You may also take it and attack the bishop. If your opponent plays bishop b4 and tries to give some checks, because he has to protect his bishop also, okay, what you can do is simply develop your knight. Now you might be shocked. You might be saying that what am I saying? Like knight can easily take on e4 pawn and just strike it. No. If we try knight take e4 thinking that he is winning the game, like he got a free pawn and now he is winning the game. No. You may simply castle and let your opponent enjoy his dinner. If he chooses to take your knight for dinner, then you may simply take it. After bishop take, you play bishop a3. Bishop will be attacking your rook. Now, over here your opponent might be shocked. Suppose your opponent captures the rook. So what you can do is simply play rook e1, give a check. Ultimately, your opponent cannot move his king. If you observe, king cannot move. So what can you expect? Knight e7? Okay. Knight e7, you'll go with rook take on e7. Ultimately, if we go with queen take e7, you may simply go with capturing it back and win the game. Otherwise, if you move the king, then you may simply go with capturing the weak pawn at f7, giving check. The bishop will be giving check. So what does this mean? Means this is a double check. You may simply move the king to g8. Otherwise, if you try something like king e8, that's still not a problem. You can play queen e1 check. He has no other option instead of playing queen e7 and then queen take e7, and that's a checkmate. So let us go backward. If your opponent makes some move like king g8, then you have rook take on d7 and that's a check. And this will be the 14th move of the game. Now you can understand that your opponent would be like,
Oh my god.
alright, so let us have another variation and one of the second popular moves that many of the players they have played. So second popular move is bishop b6. Okay, bishop b6. What you can do over here is you can simply capture the weak pawn. Now that's your choice. You want to capture from the knight or you want to capture from the pawn. I would say let us take from the pawn because we will be attacking the knight. Ultimately, he has to move the knight. Now the question goes to you. What do you suggest to black? So many of the players of black who are as beginners, even intermediate level players, they did some mistake. Knight take on e4. Why? So you might say that knight, bishop are attacking the f2 pawn, which is one of the weak pawns. Now you might be saying that black is completely winning. No, not at all. Have some faith in yourself and play queen b5. Because that's a checkmate in just next move. If your opponent is like bishop take on f2 or knight take on f2, well, say if you play knight take on f2, queen take f7, is a checkmate. So suppose your opponent played bishop take on f2, then what? You may simply move the king. You might be saying that, am I playing Conclave or something? Like I just moved away the king. No problem, man. You are winning. How? Let me prove it. Ultimately, if you observe this checkmate, now ask yourself, how black can protect this? He tried queen e7, you can capture his knight. He tried castling, you can still capture his knight. And then this bishop is just nothing. You can capture this in the next move. Okay, if you try protecting it, that's still your win. Because you have more minor pieces. Let's go backwards. And suppose your opponent plays the best move in this position. And that is castling. If he will not castle, he is gone. So you can simply capture this knight and win the game. So this diagonal is one of the strongest diagonal in the Greco piano game and the Greco attack. Suppose your opponent does not go with knight take e4 and plays knight g4. So if you play knight g4, what you have to do? So first of all, if you observe, he is still attacking this and the plan is simple. Here, you have to play just a single forcing move to change the game. And that is sacrificing the bishop at f7. Exactly. This is the brilliant bishop sacrifice. If your opponent tries capturing it or something, you play knight g5, give a check. The queen is going to capture this knight and the knight is already protected by the bishop. Now, there are two main reasons your position is better. Number one, your opponent's king safety is gone. Means your opponent cannot even castle. And number two, you can simply capture this minor piece and continue your game. Ultimately, if you place a move like this, king g6, queen take g4. Now, if you play king here, there is an exception. If you move the king g8, then play queen d5, give a check. Your opponent will play king f8 and then queen f7. That's a mate. If your opponent over here plays the third most common move, and that is bishop e7, then what you are going to do? So against bishop e7, you can simply once again capture this pawn. Now your opponent plays knight. Okay, he played knight g4. Now still he is trying to attack it. Then what you can do? Play queen d5. Your opponent will castle, the best move, right? And then you can play x12. Knight will go to x6. Bishop take on knight. After you take it, this file is open. What you have to do? Take out your knight. Play the Greco attack by continuing with this setup. Striking the center and winning the game. If you enjoyed this video, do like the video, and if you are the new one, do not forget to subscribe.